How you doing there? Hey? You're such a good goat. Yes, you are. Hi everyone, it's Amanda from Simple Life of a Frugal Wife, and today I'm outside talking to you about goats. So if you haven't, please subscribe below. I'd love for you to not miss a video, and let's tell you what's been going on here. So we recently purchased dairy goats. As you can see, there's one. I'm trying to see, where's the other one? No, that way. I think she's that way. There she is. And so I thought that it would be great to talk in this video about why we chose dairy goats and not a cow. Now, originally we were going to get a cow. I really wanted a cow. I love cream, and I just thought about all the things that I could make with cream from a cow. We actually had fencing set up here when we moved in that was for a cow, but the issue was the barn. We didn't have a spot in the barn. So you see this barn here, there's two parts. And in this little part here was where we were able to make an area for the goats. But it would have been too small for the cow. Before, the previous owners had a cow in this side, the bigger side over there. But the problem with that bigger side is that it's in really rough shape. And so it's needed to be fixed up. It's leaning and it's just like it's in rough shape. And so it was going to cost us time and money. And we're in the middle of renovations in our house, and we just decided that we probably couldn't do it right now. Now we thought if we wanted a cow, we could wait maybe a year or two and get a cow, but we were pretty eager to get some dairy animals on the farm, so we decided that we would choose goats and get them now. So I thought I'd talk a bit about the pros and cons of goats and cows, because it really depends on your situation of what will work for your family. For us, I think either would have worked. But right now I'm thinking that the goats were a good choice. A few of the pros that I like about the goats is that they're small and they're easier to manage. We're still pretty new at this, and while people seem to be pretty successful at moving cows around, if they do not want to move, they are a lot bigger. And there's just definitely a lot of safety precautions you need to take around a cow. And again, like I said, my husband and I are new at this. So far we've done chickens, and goats is our next step up. So these goats, you know, I can move them around. I can manage them without my husband. They're small enough. And I also feel comfortable with my kids around them. They're really gentle goats. My youngest is 7, and I haven't really had to worry about any issues with safety. And so that's been really good. One of the cons, though, with goats is that they're really hard to contain, which is kind of funny when you think about it, because a cow is such a bigger animal, and yet goats are the harder ones to contain. And so, we really needed really good fencing, and especially for us here, we have tons of coyotes. We don't really have, like, our closest neighbor is half a kilometer away, and we're on a dead-end road, so we literally, it's, you know, there's just a lot of land for the coyotes to come out. And so while I knew I needed good fencing for the goats, I also knew I needed good fencing to keep coyotes out. So we went with 6-foot fencing, which was not cheap. And we actually did the 2x4 size holes, because originally we were hoping to get Nigerian goats. We are still hoping to get at least one Nigerian goat to add to the herd. But so Nigerian goats are the dwarf goats, and so they, especially the babies, like, they need really, really small holes. So we had to pay for really good fencing. We already had fencing here on the property for a cow, but it was not going to be adequate enough for a goat. So that is the kind of the con with goats. And they're climbers, and you know, you just have to have good fencing. So far, we haven't had a problem, but you know, I anticipate that there may be some things we learn along the way with the fencing of things we may have done wrong. But we did tons of research, and so far the goats have been pretty good in here. What else? One of the other pros for goats is that they are really affordable. So if we wanted to get a cow, we would have been paying at least over $1,000 for a decent cow. With the goats, we were able to buy them for a few $100s. So they're easier to afford. And then if something was to happen, the loss is not as great, as sucky as it still would be. You have not just lost like $1,600. So So we were able to easily afford these goats. And also, along with the affording is with cost of feed for them. So we only have 2 acres here. We probably have about 1 acre fenced in, but the goats have a smaller spot, which I would say is, you know, probably maybe a half acre. We hope to actually add a second pasture next year, so we can rotate them. But so we're supplementing with hay, and obviously to feed a goat is a lot cheaper with that hay than to feed a cow. Feeding a cow through the winter would have been quite expensive, so we have saved money in that regard. And yeah, so those are a few of the pros and cons. With the milk, some people feel that the goat milk can taste a bit goaty. I've noticed a slight taste, but nothing too bad. Like, it just tastes a little different to me, but it actually tastes very similar to cow's milk. My 3 kids, I have 2 who are pretty picky, and they have all drank the goat's milk every day with no complaints. And I'm telling you guys, like, they complain about a lot of food I make. So there are some things that you can do to make sure that your milk tastes the best. One of them is to chill it right away. So after I milk the goats, I put it right in the freezer for about 40 minutes, and then I stick it in the fridge. Now, the key to this is that you don't want to forget about it in the freezer. I've already lost a mason jar doing that, so I put a timer on now so that I don't forget it. But literally, like, I just find it tastes very similar to cow's milk, and I can do a lot of the same stuff. I've made yogurt, I've made goat cheese. I'm working on making a sour cream. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. It is harder because I don't have the cream, but there is a lot you can still make with the goat's milk. The goats don't like when I leave. They cry. It gets louder and louder and louder the farther I get. It's actually pretty quiet right now, but I think they think I'm part of their herd. They've only been here a week, so I'm hoping that as they're here longer, they will go out in the pasture and they won't cry for us, because they kind of just sit in front of the barn until we come out. And there's like a whole lot of nice grass out there, so hopefully they'll go out and enjoy it. Yeah. Till next time.